I want to talk about another of the 6 steps, and this is the power of structures. We refer to them as frameworks, and they just have immense value. I think having a number in your arsenal that you can quickly call upon in the moment is invaluable. It helps you to structure your thoughts in a way that's compelling and clear to follow. It's very helpful to the audience, making it easier to follow and also remember. You talk about many in your book. Share with us one of your favorites, why, and if you could give an example of it in use.
Excellent. So thank you. The structure is an incredible tool to help with all communication. Our brains are not wired for itemized lists of information. And many of us, when we communicate, especially when put on the spot, we just take our audience on a journey of our discovery of what we're trying to say as we're saying it. We just list information. That's not helpful. In fact, Carrie, I don't know about you, but when I go to the grocery store, if I have to buy more than 3 items, I have to write it down. I can't remember lists. And that, unfortunately, people, when they speak in the moment, give a lot of lists and they miss the opportunity to help. Having a structure, a framework, whatever you wish to call it, helps package the information up in a meaningful way so that people can process it. It also helps us as the speakers to prioritize what we're saying. So structure is really key. And to me, a structure is nothing more than a logical connection of ideas. The one that most people are familiar with, it's not my favorite, so I'm going to sneak 2 in here, is problem, solution, benefit. If you've ever seen a television advertisement, you've seen this structure. The product or service is solving some kind of problem. They introduce the problem, they share how it's solved, and then the benefit you get from it. Now, my favorite structure in the whole world is 3 simple questions. What? So what? Now what? The what is the information you're getting across. The so what is why is it important and relevant to the person or people you're talking to. And the now what is what comes next. And you asked me to give an example. I'm going to give a few. Imagine I'm in one of those dreaded update meetings. I'm not a big fan of update meetings, but you're in a room where you have to give an update on a project you're working on. The what is your update? Here's what I've done or what I'm doing. The so what is here's why it's important to the project, to the team, to the company. And then the now what is here's what I'm going to do next, or here's what help I need to accomplish the next step. What, so what, now what? Giving feedback can use exactly the same structure. The what is my feedback? You spoke quickly without a lot of detail. The so what is when you speak quickly without a lot of detail, people might think you're not prepared or you're nervous. And then the now what is what I'd like you to do. Next time, slow down and add more information in this particular point. You can write emails in this structure. It's not just spoken. The subject line is the now what, the action you want, and then the body is the what and the so what. So what, so what, now what is a useful tool that I encourage everybody to use. My last example is I answered your question in what, so what, now what. I told you what the answer is, why it's important, and encouraged you to use it. So for me, that is an incredibly useful structure for people to benefit from and help package the information up for their audience.
Wonderful, wonderful. And thanks for providing a number of different examples. I also like, Matt, that you called out the fact that structures are equally valuable in written communication, especially emails, because they can force you to be really disciplined. It's easy to write a long email. What's more difficult is to really make it concise, pithy, and to the point, making it easier for your reader to digest and more likely that they'll take action.
That's right. By packaging things up, written or spoken, you make it easier for the person to recite it. And if you think about it, often our goal in communication is to empower our audience to take our message and cascade it. And if we package it up, written or spoken, we make that easier for them to do.
Absolutely. And in this world of information overload, where it's becoming more and more challenging to punch through the noise, even more important that you craft this technique. One of the frameworks I really love, I know it's mentioned in your book and it's been around forever and forever, probably for a reason, is PrEP, largely because it's really easy to remember, it's intuitive, and I think, like the example you gave, Matt, it has all kinds of application. You can use it to make a pitch, you can use it to present your point of view. You can even use it to respond to a question. So you lead with your position or your pitch, you give a quick reason, an example, and then you conclude with reiterating that, making it easier to remember. So all kinds of structures out there. Get familiar with them. Find a few 3 that work best for you and get some practice in using them.